lining. I want to tell you a story. When I go to an estimate, when I go to do an estimate at a property, they're not seeing me as a cowboy. They seem to have respect in me and they believe what I'm saying. But when I tell them there is preventive methods need to be done, i.e. there's a crack in the drain or the drain is leaking, they contemplate, they think about it, and some of them do have it done, and others say, well, send me the estimate and we'll consider it. But I feel as though they don't think it's serious. They believe me, but it's just they've got other things to spend the money on. Well, when I go the second time to do an estimate, this time there's a crack alongside, down the wall, alongside the door. In other words, there's been some subsidence, and they've had the surveyor in, and the surveyor said, well, check the drains. Now when I get there, they say to me, we've got a problem, we've got an issue, thanks for coming. And I say to them, well, we have an issue, it needs lining. They say to me, do you know, do whatever you have to do. It's really important to us. Do whatever you have to do. Please line my drains. If that's got to be done, do it. I can't afford this disruption. I can't afford the work inside. All the decorations gone, the doors don't fit, there's damp in the house. We can't handle this. We don't want this. So whatever you've got to do, Mr. Rowe, get on and do it. And they don't even consider the price. They're saying, just get on with it. The disruption is so bad. Especially when they have to move out and go to a hotel. We're talking about roots in the drain, cracks in the drain, miscellaneous joints. We're talking pitch fibre. These are all things that could be maintained. Now a liner is made up of resin and fabric. Now the resin and the hardeners and the different chemicals we use have to be precise. And what happens is they're just not too rigid and not too flexible. So there's got to be the quality of the resin, the quality of the mix of the resin has got to be really done by someone that knows what they're doing. The other thing is it's very, very cost effective. No diggings required. We do it from manhole to manhole. Now, if you haven't got a manhole where you should have a manhole, then we'd have to dig and maybe put a manhole in there. But other than that, if you've got all the manholes that you should have, then you just line from manhole to manhole or from one side of the house to the other side of the house. And of course, that's why you do, mainly why you do lining. It's not because of the cost effective, but you do it because of what we call high-risk drains. High-risk drains. What high-risk drains are is, and I often say to the client, to the customer, you know, you can, if you really want to, you can take a risk on this poorly maintained drain. You can leave it till you got more money, or you can leave it until better times, although it's not the right thing to do because it does undermine itself and does cause problems. But if it's under a building, I think this is a no-brainer. I believe you really need to be concerned about that. We need to line that one because that's a high-risk drain. In other words, if it went wrong, if it subsided, you'd have to dig up through the house and you have to go to a hotel and it would cost thousands and thousands of pounds. So that's a high-risk drain. If it goes underneath a beautiful marble floor, then you certainly would consider that. If it goes under a rockery, which is built up quite a lot and quite a lot of work's gone into it, and you couldn't afford, and you don't want to afford the disruption, then that's a high-risk drain. So that's how I work it out. I work it out that this, if the drains are out of alignment, if there's a little root coming in the drain, we know that the joints are open now. So let's line that drain. High maintenance, good maintenance, proactive maintenance. This is Jerry. Bye for now.